Yeah.
But all the actors basically worked for free.
Well, people didn't work for free. They were working for Domino's. Because at that point, you just graduated film school. And I go, look, if I shoot this scene on Mark's, there's going to be pizza there so you can show up. It wasn't that hard. Basically domesticated myself on that.
I always made sure people got fed Domino's.
Yeah, exactly. Or the odd Subway day in there just to change it up, being fancy. Jesus. Okay, so that's good. And that film has made its money back, essentially.
It's all been paid for.
Yeah.
It's doing well. Like I said, the royalties, they're going pretty well at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've checked out, there's lots of views on, like I said, Tubi, Amazon. And for a $10,000 film, it's out there, it's doing its thing, it's making the rounds.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Obviously when you started, you didn't think about making money off that. You didn't think about any of that stuff. You just did it.
No, it was never about the money. It was just wanted to make a movie.
Yeah.
That was it. Just wanted to, make a movie.
And say as of waking up this morning, where's your head at? Are you still thinking about stuff you've done, or are you currently 100% in this new stuff?
How do you mean?
You wake up, what are you thinking about when you're walking around?
Thinking about my new film.
Yeah. Characters.
Yeah.
What's your process?
Yeah. What the process with the characters and that?
For thinking through the story.
Well, I just settle on an idea and then I just let it kind of sizzle. And if it evolves, it evolves. And if I feel like it's evolving at a fast rate, I'll stick with it. Otherwise, if it's taking too long, then it's not meant to be.
Yeah, if you run into a roadblock you can't overcome, this is going to need shitloads of VFX. You're like, oh.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm trying to keep it minimal, minimal locations at the moment, minimal actors.
Yeah.
The usual.
The Rodriguez list.
Yeah.
That Robert Rodriguez, and he says what is available to you. Make your film with what's available to you.
Yeah.
I think that's the other fun thing I like watching is the people you rope into these projects, like our friend with the drunk boom operator before. You just rock up, you're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm a hired goon or something. I'm thinking of what's his name for the bouncer at
Ivan,
yeah. And then I'm like, how do you know these guys? He's like, I'm his brother's friend or something like that, right? And you're like, hey, so you're not an actor? He's like, no. I'm like, bro, you look the part. And he on camera, I'm like, you're skeptical. He's a guy off the street. You don't know him.
Yeah.
And then you roll camera and you're like, dude, he looks exactly right. So you've just knew a guy that looked like the guy that you needed and you just got him in, no acting experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I do always try and keep people in mind for that.
Yeah.
It's like Southside Chugs from home video.
Tozy,
yeah. I just thought, well, he'd make a good, not mukbanger, but I don't know what they're called, people that just chug lots of drink.
Like he used to drink tons of Coke.
Yeah. Guinness World Record.
Soda all the time. Yeah. Yeah, he's good. Tell us a little bit about home video, because then, I think I came up to your house for lunch once and you'd built an entire video store. Could actually operate as a video store, as a checkout and a counter, and as, you built all that from scratch inside your house. First of all, A, how'd you get your wife to agree to that? And B, how did that come about?
Well, yeah, I've been collecting, VHS tapes, Laserdiscs, and all that kind of memorabilia stuff for a long time. I had quite enough of it, a lot of it, that I was like, well, let's try and turn this into a little mini video store just in my house, just for a little love project. So I ended up getting actual, DVD stands from the shops that were closing down. I got them in the house and then just kind of set it up like a little video store. And then I was looking at it one day, I was like, oh, this is not too bad. This actually looks like a little mini set. I was like, oh, what I could do with this. And then I thought, well, I can't make a movie on it. So I thought, what about a YouTube channel, maybe doing film reviews, out of the set. But then I thought, well, there's a lot of film review channels out there. Everyone's doing film reviews.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, what if there was some sort of niche with it where there was an actual story going on? And I thought, well, what if there was a guy that was just, he was trying to run this store. He was delusional, and he's an ex-video store owner that can't accept the fact that the video stores are gone.
Yeah.
And he's trying to run this home video store out of his house.
Yeah.
And I thought, you can imagine the kind of humor that could come from that.
Yeah.
Him actually trying to, keep this thing afloat when you know that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. And so from there, how do you get a protagonist into that?
Well, I thought, once again.
Oh, sorry, antagonist. How do you get the bad guy? Where's your bad guys come from? And what's the stresses that this guy's got to go through?
Well, that's the funny thing. I mean, there's not so much of an antagonist in the film. The antagonist is really himself trying to, like his delusions, trying to come to terms with the fact that the video store is gone.
Yeah.
He can't accept that. And, the people that frequent the store, they're constantly telling him, no, it's like, man, video stores are gone, but he's holding on to his dream, even though it's a dead dream and video stores are never coming back.
Yeah.
It was like a once in a lifetime thing. He's still just holding on to that dream and still just trying to keep it alive. And I think that's where the humor comes in.
Yeah. And it's really funny to watch because the problems, like the dialogue is really like, I don't know. It's kind of like when a scene ends, you get a shock. Because you get lulled into the conversation with them between these two dudes or three dudes or whoever's in the store at the time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like something happens and you're kind of like, whoa, what? I wasn't listening to it. But it's really funny. It's fun to it's like good late night watching, I like to think, because you've released on YouTube.
Yeah.
And TikTok. I like to think that there's people all around the world at 10 o'clock at night in, Bangladesh or something laughing at this shit.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, there's a lot of good comments on there. People love it. If you're looking for it, it's the home video channel. Type in the home video channel because it'll come up straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's 2 seasons on there, and yeah, it's just him just trying to keep this store afloat, and you got the characters that come in and out. It's a mockumentary style. It's almost like The Office meets Trailer Park Boys a little bit.
Yeah.
But the main thing is I've just been having fun with it. It's just really a love project.
Yeah.
And besides that, then James, the lead character James, he gets on there and he does his film reviews on the channel as well. So it's a little bit of everything just rolled into one.
Yeah, yeah. That's amazing. And so what are you going to do with that video set? Like, I mean, you're just going to keep it there because it's like actually just really aesthetically pleasing just to walk around and just to go and stand in, huh?
Yeah, it's part of my home. I sound like James.
Yeah, life imitating art.
Yeah. It's part of the furniture now. If I could, I'd make it bigger. But I just don't have the space.
So So why did you decide to release on YouTube? What was the different distribution model from Wrong Night Stand?
Why YouTube?
Yeah, why did you decide to go that route?
Well, number one, although there are no copyright infringements or copyright strikes on the actual episodes, I just thought it would be hard to distribute it because there is a lot of other movies in the actual episode and a lot of talk about movies and shows and posters and stuff where I thought maybe this could come under copyright infringement if, it was through Netflix or something. YouTube, it's fine because it's under fair use, but I'm not sure what the copyright issues are with Netflix, Stan and all that. So I just thought, try and create a YouTube channel, eventually try and monetize it, and just go from there. That was really, and I thought if it gets picked up, it gets picked up.
Yeah.
So,
and that's crazy because that's what creativity is creating a new way around a problem. So your barrier to entry was potential copyright infringement, having movies in the background or something playing. And then all of a sudden you went like mole in Wind of the Willows and burrowed around that issue and came up, with this idea.
Yeah. And when I released the episodes, obviously YouTube tells you if there's any issues, if there's any copyright strikes, and there's not. Well, sometimes it'll come up and I have to cut a section of the episode or whatever.
It tells you which section is copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I'll have to go back and I'll have to shorten that scene or whatever just to get around it, just to fit in with the fair use. But so far it's been pretty good. No issues. But yeah, like I said, I just wouldn't know what would happen if Netflix or Stan or anything tried to pick it up.
What's it like dealing with YouTube's copyright infringement? Because it's a bot, right? So you're not arguing with the person. It's just getting flagged and flagged. And after it gets flagged 5 times, maybe then you get a real person look at it and go, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So how have you felt trying to deal with a robot situation?
Yeah, sometimes even when I'm just doing the film reviews, the copyright not strike, but just a copyright issue will come up. And you can still post it like that if you want.
Yeah.
It's not a strike to the channel. It's just you can't monetize the video.
Yeah.
If it's making thousands or 100,000 of views, you can't actually make money from that video.
Yeah.
But most of the time it'll tell you here's where the issue is. try and cut that out. And some videos with film reviews, I have to go back 4, 5, 6 times, just cutting, bits and pieces, just trying to get that, that issue out of it. And when sometimes there's other videos where I'm like, I've got music over the top from a film that I thought, well, I can't cut this because it's like, I need this bit of music in here to make the video.
Yeah.
So I think stuff that there would be a copyright issue. I can't monetize this video, but doesn't matter. It's not a strike.
Yeah.
So I just keep it as it is and I just put it up because that could still just bring people to watch the videos anyway, So sometimes it's about whether that's going to affect your video or whether you actually need that in your video,
Yeah. So to be, because you're completely 100% independent filmmaking, what do you think's the next strategy for your new film? Like, you've tried digital, you've tried free for people to watch, you've tried distributor, like which one? What are you going to do now?
I'm going to do the same route again. Obviously, like when I shot Wrong Understand, that was 10 years ago, the initial when we filmed it. And, I believe I've improved a lot since then. So this time around, I'm hoping to just make a better film in general. And then I'm not sure what distribution route I'm going to go with, but I'm going to try and hit maybe just some bigger distribution companies.
Yeah.
And maybe start from the top and then work my way down.
Yeah.
Whereas Wrong Understand, we went, it was kind of a local distribution company, which were good. And they've, managed to get it on, like I said, Tubi, Amazon and stuff. But I thought if I can actually really make a decent film now, start and then start at the top and then just kind of work my way down from that.
Yeah.
So, and I knew there was a lot of issues with Wrong Understand anyway. That's why I thought, well, logically, I don't think Paramount or Roadshow or anything like that are going to accept it,
But by the end of that film, that's as good as film school. Like you basically took yourself to film school.
Yeah.
And just went from like I said, a CRT television on a box to like now actually finishing, distributing a film that's made us money back.
Yeah.
Like what more do you want from university? That's what you want to be able to do. So
yeah, and I'm happy about that. The fact that we all could get together and we've actually got a product out there that's doing the rounds and a lot of people are viewing it and watching it. And it is good to see. I was in Europe just recently and I was in Munich in Germany and I put on Amazon and it came up on Amazon over there.
Yeah.
And I was looking to see if there's any overdubs in Italian or German.
That'd be phenomenal. That's when you've made it. Yeah. But it came out in English with subtitles?
Yeah. But I was hoping that it would be like
I would love to hear what the dub would be like, because they'd probably do mistranslations here and there and stuff. Yeah. I could really change your film, huh? Because that's how we that was a big source of my inspiration was SBS, like late night SBS world movies. Yeah. And you're just like, man, you see some wild shit at that 10:40 slot, but I see some gold, man, Akira and Ninja Scroll were two animations that there was nothing like that, out.
Yeah.
At the time, you're sitting there by yourself going, is anyone else seeing this shit? Like parents are going to bed or parents are going out, sisters are in bed and it's just me and popcorn and fucking experiencing this shit completely untethered, no ads, no nothing. It was just such a good slot.
Yeah, it was the midnight slot.
Yeah.
I just recently finished watching Wicked City. Yeah, anime. And that was really cool. But oftentimes I always prefer the original dialogue rather than the overdubs.
100% of the time. I've learned a bit of Spanish from Narcos. I've learned a bit of Spanish from Money Heist. You learn all the, because I'm Turkish even, sorry. So you kind of you learn all this, you just fuck it. I don't want to deal with the shitty overdubbing. It's not shitty, it's as good as it's going to get at the moment, with not the proper actor, but I hate it, can't do it, turn that shit off. Yeah. I'd rather just subtitles and just learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got the actual performance there.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy's real voice. And
yeah. I get the feeling that the guy doing the overdub, sure he's trying to give it his all, but it's not. It's just, you can tell it's just okay, good performance.
Yeah. You get your Morgan Freeman from Wish or something.
Yeah.
So where do you, what got you into films and where did it start? Because you grew up in a family full of boys, so you must have been getting handed Predator and Terminator a bit before the other people.
Yeah, well, there's a combination of a lot of things. There's like I said, my dad had a VHS camera, and I started doing stop motions, which were really shoddy. But it really taught me just kind of magic. It felt like magic making those little films. with stop motion animation because like you could create moving images and things like that. And then